Oh, you didn't know?
Ocho Cinco, was he a quarterback?
Your ass better call somebody.
He's gone for the touchdown. Caldwell Pope. How about that one, baby?
It's worse entertainment today.
How did he win this game?
I hope this is bleach.
Take the hoop out of that playbook, please. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the NFL Weekly Matchup, Week 11. We had some upsets this week and some tie games. One, some players didn't know about. I don't know if Josh heard about that, but, some of his Alabama players don't know the NFL rules from what I heard. I don't know if Josh knows what I'm talking about, but with the tie and everything, I don't know if he heard about it. But anyway, he looks lost. But anyway, had a good week of college football. We'll get into that in a second. Had a good week of college football. Or college football. We just did college football. NFL football. Excuse me. We're on the NFL. We just did the college show. But, Josh, how was your week of NFL?
Yeah, man. I was kept up with my fantasy teams, one of them getting slaughtered. I was really impressed Thursday with the Dolphins defense.
Mm-hmm.
I was blown out of the water. Usually Lamar Jackson goes down to Miami and throws 5 or 6 touchdown passes. So that's where he's from. And there was a lot of Lamar Jackson jerseys in that stadium, but they were highly disappointed. And then the Cowboys come out and made the Falcons look like what they really are. And was
still in playoff talk. Still can make that wild card. Never know.
That was just horrible. Made Dallas. Dallas thinks they're world beaters now.
Dallas still is. Dallas is still pretty good.
They're good. They're good. They're not elite. I don't consider them elite yet. But the Falcons made them look that way. But yeah, I thought it was that was a weird game. That tie game. That was kind of weird. I know the weather was rough out there for them.
We'll talk about that in a second. We are watching Monday Night Football over here. One of the elite teams is losing. The Rams losing to the 49ers 21-7 late in the midway through the third quarter. So we are watching that. But Preston, I know this man said he cut the grass early so he could watch the Falcons get stomped. How was I know your week of NFL wasn't too hot, but how was your, how did it go? How was your week of NFL?
Well, first, let me just say this. Freddie, congratulations. Your team looks really good. They beat the absolute dog piss out of my Falcons. So there you go. But what a weird week of NFL. I mean, honestly, you had the Falcons, absolutely blowing it, which obviously that's not that weird. But you had the Ravens losing. The Saints played the Titans good. Now this is without, the star running back. You had the Browns get blown out by the Patriots. You had the Lions and Steelers tie. Some of the players didn't know the rules. The fumble at the end of the game. It was just a strange thing. You had Buccaneers losing to Washington. You had the Panthers with the return of Cam Newton beating the Cardinals.
2 touchdowns.
The Seahawks were kept off the scoreboard.
First time.
And the Eagles beating up on the Broncos, who beat up on the Cowboys or the Cowgirls last week. I mean, just such a strange week.
First time in Russell Wilson's career he's ever been shut out, I think, as a starter.
It's just that it was really tough to kind of get like a gauge of where some of these teams were when, they have back-to-back performances. Where
even the Vikings going down to Chargers.
Yeah, the Vikings
that's
beating the
kind of
Chargers.
surprised me.
It was just tough because – 1 week these teams are playing great, and the next week they're playing bad, or vice versa. So
I'm talking about these I'm telling you, these AFC teams. Guess who's back? Back again. They coming.
Chiefs, man.
They coming. I'm telling you, they coming. They still there. No, they probably they got to play Dallas this week, so that's going to be a rough one.
So to me, the biggest upset of the weekend was the Washington football team.
Oh yeah,
beating Tom Brady, making Tom Brady look pedestrian out there.
He had 2 interceptions. What was it in the first
quarter?
Yeah, the first quarter. It was rough.
Hey, mark my words though. I don't care if they play the Rams. I don't care if they play the 84 Bears next week. I feel sorry. Or 85, whatever. I feel sorry for whoever's playing Tampa Bay. I don't know if they have who's played Tampa Bay this week. Go ahead and look at it.
Who's playing Tampa Bay this week? It would
Do they have a
be
bye
the
week?
Giants.
Oh, I feel sorry.
On Monday Night
Football. I feel sorry. Tom Brady will throw for 4 plus.
Bruce Arians
plus.
called out Tom Brady and everybody on that offense.
If you have Tom Brady on fantasy,
which I think is the right thing to do because,
at
like
home,
Chris says,
at home. Oh, this dude.
I mean, I might go pick up Tampa Bay's defense.
Oh, they are going. Slaughter the New York Giants. Before we get into that, that's going to be bad. But yeah, I can't believe they lost either though. But Heineke, that's their kryptonite. He almost beat them in the playoffs, and they said he looked good. And
Heineke does look good though.
It got him some.
He's got less than 10 starts, and he's looked good.
Hey, is that guy from South Carolina or from Michigan, or didn't he play at both schools?
I don't know. I don't even know where he played. To be
honestly,
honest,
I couldn't tell you.
I think he played at Michigan, and then he transferred.
I want to say he played at Carolina too, but I'm not sure about Michigan.
I think he started at Michigan, then he transferred to South Carolina. Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, before we get into the other stuff, one thing I wanted to say. So I don't know, Josh, what I was mentioning about. You didn't hear about this, the 16-16. Did you hear about what Najee Harris said after the game? Did you hear about it though?
So I watched the game, but I didn't hear about what he said after the game.
He said he didn't know NFL ends in a tie. He thought that he was ready. He was preparing for one more quarter.
Okay, but he didn't cost them the game with some mistake.
No. I was just joking.
Fryermuth or whatever that dude's name is cost them that game. You can't cough up that ball right there, man.
Yeah, you got to hold on to that.
You can't cough up that ball. We're going for field goal to win.
Robbie Gold. Anyway,
but Najee Harris, he was ready to play. He was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you saw it. I just thought it was funny. I
don't think it should end in a tie either.
I mean, he's not used to his team having to, play in ties. So I don't think he's, too used to having to get into that scenario.
Yeah. One thing I want to say, too, is, I feel like the Saints got a pretty good defense. And, Simeon didn't play bad, but come on, man. Let's get – I mean, he's not Jameis Winston. He's not – I love Jameis Winston. I'd rather have Jameis Winston. And Simeon played okay. He almost threw for 300 yards. No picks. I don't think it's all his fault. We had Taysom Hill in the game. But, man, I mean, if we could have drafted – I still want to go back and wish we could have drafted Mac Jones or Justin Fields. Somebody. I would take Trevor Lawrence, right? Trevor Lawrence, this team would be nasty. And plus, let me tell you something.
You're also hurt that you don't have –
Can we get a damn receiver? We have – sorry, excuse me. Deontay Harris was a special teams player a couple years ago. He was special. That dude's like our second receiver.
Hey, man, if y'all were contenders and had a quarterback, Odell Beckham would have been down there. But he only wants to play.
I'd root for somebody else.
On an all-star team, he wants the trophy to be handed to him.
That'd be two divas in one. That'd be Michael Thomas and Odell. That's two problems we don't want. No, but I just don't. I feel like we got elite defense. I feel like if we could just add a freaking receiver or two, have a good quarterback.
Throwing the ball to Traquan more. He's fast. He's elusive.
He's all right. But it's not. I'm saying we need a top receiver. We need a good receiver.
You want to know who stepped up this week and really impressed me and showed me his real colors? Matt freaking Ryan. 9 of 21 for 117 yards and 2 interceptions. That dude sucks.
He's so elite. Come on, dude. Put him on the Rams like you did Matt Stafford, and he would be great, dude. He has no time to throw, man.
I'm not putting it on him.
Give me Matt Ryan right now. I hate Matt Ryan. Give me Matt Ryan. Even though he ain't got nobody to throw the ball to, I'll take Matt Ryan.
He's the beating horse. I get it.
Matt Ryan might lead the Saints to a good run in the playoffs right now.
Not the way he throws that ball.
Kamar. But anyway, I don't think there's really much other games we want to talk about. Bills getting back on track. You got the Niners and Rams playing right now. Jacksonville still playing strong. Let's go ahead and get into the player of the week. I'll go first. I'll go first. I'll go ahead and tell you mine. Last night, Chiefs beating down the Raiders. And I believe Patrick Mahomes broke some type of record. What was it? Second most consecutive or something for 5 touchdowns and 400 yards. He went 35 for 50, 406 yards and 5 touchdowns. No picks. Bouncing back. Getting Travis Kelce in the mix. Everybody went off on that offense. He's my player of the week, but I do want to give some honorable mention for a team that I think is going to do big things. The New England Patriots, and my pickup of the week in fantasy football, who, won me this week at like 12:30. It was like at 12 o'clock. Ramondre Stevenson, 20 rushing attempts, 2 rushing touchdowns, and I don't know if he had 14.
Yeah, 100 yards.
Yeah, 100 yards. I'll take it. Hey, 2 touchdowns, I'll take it. But Josh, who is your player of the week?
Well, I'm going to stay with those Patriots, and they're not huge numbers. But the Browns have an elite defense. They do. And to go 19 of 23 for 198 yards and 3 touchdowns as a rookie against the Browns, Mac Jones, he really showed out. He's improving more and more, and he's starting to hit that long ball now. Mac Jones is going to be my player of the week because I like the way that he played. And I also like that the NFL didn't fine him for that cheesy stuff that dude was whining about from the past week about him grabbing his ankle. And he didn't twist the ankle. You tried to twist out of the tackle. Dude was trying to tackle you. I mean, you're going to tell me Mac Jones broke your ankle? But anyway, that's beside the point. That's a rant. But, yeah, I'm going with Mac Jones and his performance against the Browns in that 45-7 victory over the Browns.
You know what? I was going to save this for later, but I'll go ahead and do it now. Much as I love the Patriots, I'm going to make a bold prediction. All right, much as I love the Chiefs, I'm going to make a bold prediction. With the AFC going down, Mac Jones and the New England Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. Mark it now. Going to the Super Bowl. Going to the Super Bowl. Go ahead and give me your player of the week.
I don't want to follow that because, whoa.
Going to the Super Bowl. A lot of people hot. They looking good, man. I'm telling you, Bill Belichick and that offense and that defense. Barring if the Chiefs beat them. That's going to be one of the teams, either the Chiefs or the Patriots. But I'm going to say the New England Patriots. Even though I kept my pick last week, I said the Rams and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm saying right now, New England Patriots going to the Super Bowl. They might not win, but they're going.
Well, the Rams are getting taken to the freaking woodshed right now.
Who's your player of the week, Preston?
I had 2 candidates, and it really kind of just came down to it. Dallas's Dak Prescott and Washington Taylor Heineke. Dallas did not need Dak to win that game. Everything was just going against Atlanta, and they just, pissed down their own leg. And I think Dallas is just, a far better team. I think Taylor Heineke, he's played great. He went 26-32 for 256 yards and 1 touchdown. I think he played the way that he needed to play to win this game at home versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. Handed him their 3rd loss of the season. Honestly, at this point of the year, if you told me the Bucks had 3 losses, I would have told you you're wrong. I mean, I'm surprised on the record right now. Tampa Bay still has everything in front of them, but I think Washington just played great yesterday, and Taylor Heineke put the team on his back.
See, one thing people's forgetting is regular season last year, the Buccaneers didn't look that good. They were not that good.
It was at the end of the season they started.
They were not that good, and they about to go on a run here. I'm telling you, they about to go on a run. They'll be back. They're gonna make a run. I don't know if they're gonna go to the Super Bowl again and make the NFC. I wouldn't be surprised.
Give me a
few
seconds here. I just want to say this real quick. Thursday night, I like the Ravens, but when Brissett went down and Tua came in his first couple of passes, I knew the Dolphins were going to win the game. Then I said he's going to drive them down the field, and the way the defense was playing. But Tua Tagovailoa threw the ball to Jalen Waddle, who then was tackled by Marlon Humphrey. All 3 Alabama players, and then also just want to put this out there. Jalen Hurts throws a touchdown pass to Devontae Smith, who was covered by Patrick Surtain.
Who's looking better now. Hey, Smith is looking really good these last couple of weeks.
But
y'all see that video of him on the sideline talking about the massager gun and telling him, he was like, damn it, I got my education. I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, you're going to love it when Mac Jones – I love Mac Jones. I don't know why. I saw it. I've always liked Mac Jones at Alabama.
He's quirky. He's like really not like in
Yeah.
shape. You know, it's
you're gonna love it when he's going to the Super Bowl. They might not win, but you're gonna love it when they get there.
that would be great because, dude, my buddy has just been giving me these NFL cards, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have a Mac Jones card too, rookie card.
He gives me all these Alabama cards. I mean, all these former Alabama player cards. I got Devontae Smith. I got Tua. I mean, I got all these rookie cards. He just gives them to me. He's like, they'll probably be worth something someday. But he's big into cards right now. Playing.
I didn't even think about that. I forgot I have a New England Patriots rookie Mac Jones card. That's pretty nice. It's actually pretty rare. And they go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, it'll be worth some money.
It will be.
I'll be selling that thing. Anyway, all right. I think that's it for a little bit of a recap in our player of the weeks. Let's go ahead and get into the upcoming games. Week 11. Who's ready for it? We just talked about them. The Patriots going to Atlanta on Thursday Night Football, playing the Falcons. Patriots favored by 6.5. Preston, coming to you. You don't look too happy?
Oh, I'm happy.
What are you going with? 6.5? Pat's favored by 6.5 on Thursday Night Football.
Oh,
Falcons at home.
Give me the Patriots minus 6.5. I think they're going to absolutely curb stomp the freaking Falcons. I think the Falcons are just done. They're just pitiful to watch. I mean, it's just bad. And I think the Patriots are playing great right now. I mean, Mac Jones, that team, I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be surprised if they made the
if he went 19 for 23 against who'd they just play?
Browns.
Yeah, he might go. He might not complete a pass against the Falcons.
He might not have to. Give me the Patriots minus 6.5. That's easy for me right now.
All right, other Falcons fan over here. Who are you going with?
I'm not going to go with them Dirty Birds, even though sometimes the Falcons can surprise you whenever they suck.
And hey, it's Thursday Night Football too. Y'all gotta remember that.
You got to think about that Patterson and Pitts. You know what I mean? And but New England's defense is playing really good, and Mac Jones is growing up faster than I thought he would. And he at first in the beginning of the season he was hitting those short intermediate passes, but the last couple of games I've seen him play, he's hitting those long passes. And when they're able to do that off the play action, and with that Stevenson guy, and I think Damian Harris may be back too. I'm going to go with the Pats minus 6.5.
Yeah, and I'm not condoning this at all, but I heard somebody say something. It was on ESPN, so it's probably full of crap, saying Mac Jones already looks better than Tom Brady when he was young. So,
hey,
practice.
Look where Tom Brady was drafted. I mean, he wasn't that spectacular. Even though I watched him, watched Tom Brady beat Alabama in that Sugar Bowl, and I was like, dude, that dude is really good. And look what he done in the NFL.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm going with the Patriots as well. It's Thursday Night Football. Game could be close. A lot of games on Thursday night's been close. This Patriots team's really good. Falcons not so good. So I'm taking the Patriots, so it's going to be a sweep there. Next game, Saints at the Eagles. I'll go first. I'll lead off on this one. I'm taking New Orleans. Eagles have been good these past 1.5. Eagles favored by 1.5 at home.
All right.
It's pretty much a pick 'em. I'm going to take the Saints. Eagles have looked pretty good the past few weeks, but Saints coming off a loss. They need a win. They want to stay in the wild card talk or whatever, or even hop up back up and get in that division. I think they definitely if Tampa Bay loses again, I think they'll be leading. I want to say if they're not leading now, I think they'll be leading in the division. So they need the win. So I'm going to take the Saints. Josh, who are you going with?
You said the Eagles are favored by 1.5.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think it's and it's in Philly. It's hard to play up there. Fans are crazy up there. I'm going to go with the Eagles -1.5.
All right, Josh taking the Eagles. Who you going with, Preston?
Yeah, give me the Eagles plus or -1.5. I just think the Saints are going to have some issues playing there. Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, the rest of that, Eagles team, they're playing better as of late. And I think being at home, is going to help them out a lot here. The Saints have got some issues right now they got to figure out. I don't think they're glaring issues. They just got to figure out on a consistent base who's wide receiver one.
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't have such if I didn't think the defenses was as talented, I like the defense personally. And, I think, Simeon could get a win. So that's the only reason. And the Eagles are so up and down. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they play great.
They've been looking good, though, so who knows?
I just think that this is the Eagles to win right here.
All right, well, let's go back to Alabama quarterback if he's going to start this week. Dolphins at the Jets. Dolphins favored by 3.5. We're going to go with Preston first on this one. Who are you going with?
Give me the Jets plus 3.5. I just think that White is going to have something for the Dolphins this week. I think, this is a team. These are two teams that are just struggle busting it through the season right now. I think it's just trying to figure out who's got potential, who's going to start on the roster each week. Right now, I have more faith in the Jets than I do the Dolphins. The Dolphins, they've got a pretty good defensive line. So do the Jets, but I still like the Jets overall better than the Dolphins. So give me the Jets plus 3.5.
Gotcha. Josh, who you going with?
All right. Yeah, Tua is going to start. And even if he wasn't starting, I'm still going to go with the Dolphins -3.5. This Mike White guy, he threw 4 interceptions on Sunday, and I think he's going to be a little gun shy. I think he's not going to pull trigger. I think that Miami defensive line will get to him and have probably about 3 or 4 sacks in this game. We're going to go with the Dolphins -3.5.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm going to go. You're not going to catch one up on me here because I was going with the Dolphins either way. I like the Dolphins defense, especially against the Jets team. And I personally like Tua starting back there. I've always, I think Tua can give this team some wins. He might not be the quarterback of the future in the long run, but I think he's definitely can give this team some wins.
If it doesn't work
make a run
in Miami, does he have a future in the
NFL? Dude,
NFL?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll take Tua if he can stay healthy. New Orleans, hey, I'd take him. Bring him to us.
He is injury prone. I mean, his last injury wasn't his hip or nothing; it was his finger. And he came in without any problems. He was activated and was the backup. Now they're saying he's going to be back being the starter. He's just got such a quick release, and if he can stay healthy, I mean that quick release is something.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I lie. I mean, he looks good to me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I think he's an NFL quarterback. I think he's just had some tough. I mean, it's tough being put on a bad team. It really is.
And I don't think they were that bad though. I mean, they had some good talent. They're going to be good in the future.
They got Devontae Parker, who's hurt right now, and and Gesicki. They got some offensive weapons. They can pick him up a good running back, a real good running back, and and some offensive linemen to protect him.
Yeah.
If he had the Colts offensive line that they used to have, and the Patriots when Brady was there, Brady was hardly ever put on his back.
No.
And like I said, the quick release means a lot in the NFL, man, to getting that ball out of there quick.
Gotcha.
It's fast.
Gotcha. Next game here, we're going to Washington coming off an upsetting the Buccaneers. Washington going to Carolina and facing Cam Newton, who's supposed to be starting this week, facing the Panthers. Panthers -3.5. Josh, I'm going to come to you first this time, and then I'll go second. Who you going with?
Man, it's so hard to tell. With Cam, screaming "I'm back," and he's practicing with the first team this week, and I just don't know, man. And with Chase Young going out for Washington, I think he may be out with a torn ACL.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
Yep. and I mean Washington still has some playmakers out there on defense. And it's at Carolina.
Yes, sir.
Give me WFT plus 3.5.
Taking Washington. I'm actually going to go with Carolina here. I'm going to take Carolina. Defense is good. They got McCaffrey back. McCaffrey looked good last week. That's a big part of their offense. Getting Cam Newton. I mean, Cam Newton, I think he's still serviceable. I think he's better than what they had personally. I mean, I've always, I think he's better than what they had, and they don't have Darnold right now. So yeah, I just think the defense and Christian McCaffrey is going to lead them to the W. Minus 3.5. Give me Carolina. Preston, who you going with?
He's back. I did not like Cam Newton not being on this roster. I think they're a better team with him. I do think him getting a majority of the first team snaps. I think him, being able to get reacquainted with his offense, being at home, favorable position.
I mean, they can't move the ball. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah, they can't. They just dropped a wide open.
Watching Monday Night Football if you're not watching. Rams can't move the ball at all.
I just think I think minus 3.5. I like that line. I think Washington. They put a lot of emphasis on that game last week. I don't think they can maintain that for 2 weeks in a row. So give me the Panthers minus 3.5.
All right, he's going with the Panthers. Yeah, that's okay. Next game, I forgot that we've all picked. Next game, Colts at the Bills. Bills favored by 7.5. I guess I got to lead off on this one. Tough game here. I really think it's a tough game. I like the Colts. I like the Bills. Bills have played in some games, teams that are a lot better than. They've made it close. They made a statement last week. Winning 45-17 over whoever they played. I forgot. The Jets. Colts have looked good. It's a tough game. Minus 7.5. I'm going to take Buffalo. Give me the Buffalo Bills. Minus 7.5. Preston, who are you going with?
I'm going to take the Bills minus 7.5. And for a lot of the same reasons which what you were saying. Now, if this game was played in Indianapolis, I would take the Colts minus or plus 7.5. But the fact that this is in Buffalo, I obviously think, they're a better team. They've got, momentum on their side. But I just have more faith as of now in the Bills. Now, 7.5, I'm not too kind of that right now. I wish that was a lower line. I'd feel more confident about it. But 7.5, I still think the Bills can take care of business enough to get that covered. So give me the Bills minus 7.5.
Gotcha. Josh, who you going with here?
Yeah, man. Jonathan Taylor is a force to be reckoned with right now. He's running the ball really good behind that offensive line. But I'm with y'all. I think the Bills are going to be too much. I think the Bills will probably win by 10. Let's go with the Bills minus 7.5.
That's what I was thinking, somewhere around 10. Even though the Colts look good, and I like the Colts.
I think the Colts are going to be playing from behind and not being able. They're not going to be able to get Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
They're going to need to be passing the ball.
Exactly. Next game, coming off a tie, the Lions at the Cleveland Browns, coming off getting stomped by the Patriots. Browns minus 10.5.
Woo.
Preston, coming to you first. Who you going with?
This is Cleveland, man, you got to think they have to win this game. They have to get back on track. And 10.5 points, this Lions team, they're winless at 0-8-1. But I've only really seen on like a couple of occasions where they've just been, outplayed. They've been competitive in a majority of their games they've played this season. And the Browns are not looking as of right now that, that they can blow out anybody. They just got absolutely curb stomped by the Patriots. And I don't know. I want to pick the Browns. I really do. But 10.5 points for this Browns team with no Odell Beckham Jr., they
don't need him anymore.
They don't. They might not need him, but you also got to think Baker Mayfield's not at 100%, nor is anybody.
They don't need him. They don't need his daddy. They don't need nobody.
I like the Lions to try and bounce back and get the first win, go 1-8-1 right this next coming week. So give me the Lions plus 10.5.
Gotcha. He's taking Detroit. Josh, who you going with on this one?
I'm going to go with the Browns minus 10.5. I think they were embarrassed by England, and I think they're going to try to bounce back. I think, if Ben Roethlisberger would have been playing in that game, they wouldn't even been close. I mean, that one guy, he's not.
Yeah, I don't know. Big Ben ain't that good. I hate to tell you.
He's not that good, man, but the team plays better when he's out there.
He's smart. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. They do play better.
He changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Like he can read defenses pretty good.
That's one rant I need to go on to.
But yeah, give me the Browns minus 10.5 to bounce back. I think Nick Chubb will have a big day.
Oh yeah.
Because he'll be coming back to play. So
that's one rant I need to go on to. Big Ben, it's time. It's time. It's been time. It's been time. I hate to tell you, and they need to draft somebody. How do you not? I mean, you draft Mason Rudolph, draft a quarterback. You need to go ahead. They just draft one last year. Draft quarterback in the first round this year. I mean, you need a quarterback. That team would be so good.
There ain't that many good ones. Who are they gonna get?
First of all, they need an offensive line. I tell you what, Najee Harris might be the best running back in football if he had an offensive line. I mean, he might be the best running back in football without it. And that dude's insane.
They need to pick up some offensive linemen.
Yeah, but they need a quarterback too. Big Ben, it's over. They ain't winning the Super Bowl with him. There ain't no chance. But anyway, I'm going to go with Cleveland as well. Like he said, I'm taking the Browns coming off a big loss. I thought he was going to go with Detroit, but I expect Nick Chubb to have a great game with a good offensive line, which Najee Harris didn't have. Najee Harris still put up a good amount of fantasy points, good amount of yards. And Nick Chubb, hopefully, I'm guessing he's coming back after the COVID stuff. I'm guessing he'll be back. I'm going to take the Browns minus 10.5. Next game, Niners at the Jaguars. Niners favored by 6.5. I was going to say I'll go first. I was trying to think for a minute. Jaguars have been playing well. I'll think out loud. Jaguars have been playing well. They've played close in some teams. Niners, they're up and down so much. I like the coach. Always liked Shanahan. I've always liked the 49ers defense, but Jacksonville has looked good. 6.5. I'm taking the Niners. I feel like they'll play good against a bad team. Give me the 49ers minus 6.5. Preston, who you going with?
Yeah, the Niners, as we're watching right now, they're playing great against one of the best teams in the NFL. I think they can carry that momentum from tonight to Sunday. I think the Jaguars have had their chances to, look good, and they've had their moments where they've looked not so good, and they've just looked competitive in other games. 6.5 points for the Niners to beat the Jaguars. I feel pretty confident that that's going to happen. So give me the Niners minus 6.5.
Josh, who you go with?
Yep, I'm going to go with the Niners minus 6.5. And as I'm watching this game, I just think it's kind of funny that the Rams are losing like they are right now. You go out and get Von Miller, go out and get Odell Beckham, blah, 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 blah. And you haven't played as good since you got these guys. You played worse.
Yeah, Odell's dad's going to be pissed. He's only got like 3 receptions right now.
Yeah, he's going to be calling out Matt Stafford next. Let him go play for Tom Brady. He'll call out Tom Brady, Yeah,
I know. I mean, come on, man. He wasn't going to get targets when they have Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin. He wasn't getting targets over there either. So,
you got the Jaguars are playing better right now. But, I think the 49ers will go down there and get the win by a touchdown or more.
Gotcha. Next game, we got the Texans at the Titans. Titans minus 10.5. Preston, who you starting? You'll start out. Who you going with?
Texans, Titans minus 10.5. I think the Titans, coming off that close victory they had. Oh, wow. They had that close victory.
Another one. Dang.
versus the Saints. I think they got some momentum rolling with them right now. The Texans are just bad. They really are. So give me Tennessee minus 10.5.
God, 49ers up 31-7 after this extra point.
There was a guy I'm playing in fantasy this week who, in our super flex league, who did not put a quarterback in there. They put Deebo Samuel, and I laughed. I was like, oh, wow, this guy is not going to do that good. Deebo Samuel has 20-plus points right now. I'm like, wow, he might
he's all
be.
over the place right now. He's from y'all's neck of the woods too, and that's a game.
That's South Carolina boy.
Yeah, South Carolina. Yeah. Josh, who you going with?
You were supposed to go second.
Oh, you want me to go second? I'm taking the Texans. I believe they're coming off a bye week. Coming off a bye week, they get Tyrod Taylor back minus 10.5. That's too many points. I like Tyrod. He's looked good. He didn't look good the week he came back, but I'm guessing he's back and he's going to start for him. I'm not a believer in the Titans minus 10.5 with all the injuries they have with Jones and Brown still not 100% healthy, and then they don't have Derrick Henry anymore. Give me the Texans.
All right, I'm going to go with the Titans minus 10.5. I usually like to go with the Texans, but I want to try to catch a game up here, and I think that the Titans are going to win. I think it may be closer than 10.5, but at the same time, it could not be. Ryan Tannehill could do some things. The Titans defense is playing pretty good. So, yeah, let's go with the Titans minus 10.5.
All right, next game, Packers at the Vikings. Packers minus 2.5. I'll go ahead and I'll lead this one off, I guess. Give me the Vikings coming off a win. Packers, they're going on the road to Minnesota. Only put up 17. They're going to be without their running back. They got A.J. Dillon, which I don't think really matters. I think A.J. Dillon's very talented too. But the Vikings, they want to get hot here and hopefully make a little bit of a run with all the talent they have. They're going to be at home. The Minnesota fans are pretty wild too, just like Philadelphia. Give me the Vikings plus 2.5. We'll go. I don't know who I'm supposed to go to now, but Preston, go first.
I don't know how much the running back situation is going to be. That, like you said, it's going to play into it. I think A.J. Dillon's very capable of carrying that rushing part of the offense. I don't think that the Packers are, in any worrisome situations right now. I think the Packers, they're doing exactly what they want to do. I think Aaron Rodgers and everybody else is playing how they want. So give me the Packers minus 2.5. I feel very confident in that.
Gotcha. Josh, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with Minnesota. It's in Minnesota plus 2.5. I need Cook to have a good day. I need Jefferson to have a good day. So I'm going to give him my mojo. Cook will have over 100 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. That would be great. Jefferson with a score as well. I think I'm going to give a score prediction. I think this game's going to be 27-23 Minnesota.
27-23. All right. I think it's going to be a close game. Could be a lot of points in this game too. Never know. But next game that might not have a lot of points. Got two, one president quarterback of the NFL right now and a future quarterback. Ravens at the Bears. Ravens minus 6.5, coming off a loss against Miami. Josh, you're leading off this time. Who you going with?
Yeah, we're going to go with the Ravens. I think they're going to be kind of ticked off. I think Lamar Jackson's going to go out there and try to prove a point and show Justin Fields how it's done in the NFL as a mobile quarterback, and the Ravens will get the victory by a touchdown or more.
Gotcha. Preston, who you going with?
Yeah, I don't have to say much more. I think Josh hit on all corners on that one. Give me the Ravens minus 6.5.
Ravens minus 6.5. I'm going with the Ravens as well. Minus 6.5. Coming off a loss. I definitely think they want this win. Bears have a good defense, but and the Rams do start off a little slow. But I don't know. I think the Ravens start off a little slow. But I think they're going to want to start out a
Them
little
too.
quicker this year. It's getting late, boys. Ravens want to start off quicker this game. The first half. They want to score more points first half, if that's what I meant to say anyway.
Well, I think at the end of the
They
game,
want to do
whoever
well.
scores more is probably going to win this game.
That's fine. Thank you, Booger McFarland. I appreciate you. I'm taking the Ravens anyway. Next game, Bengals at the Raiders. Raiders at home. Bengals -1.5. Preston, who you going with?
Oh, man, the Raiders are playing bad football, and I think the Bengals are coming off a loss, if I'm not mistaken. I like to see the Bengals rebound here, and I think the Bengals -1.5. I think that's pretty low. I think Joey B and all T. Higgins and all of them are going to be able to put some numbers up. Jamar Chase and others. Give me the Bengals -1.5. I like them what they're doing right here.
Gotcha. Josh, who you going with?
Viva Las Vegas. Let's go with the Raiders, man. I think they got embarrassed, and I think with them being at home, I think Raider Nation's going to be loud and proud.
How do you not catch that ball? Sorry.
I think, that's horrible. I think they get Kenyon Drake involved a little bit in that screen passing game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Raiders defense steps up a little bit, and I look for the Raiders to beat the Bengals.
Yeah, they need to get him a little bit more involved because he was the week before. But anyway, I'm going to take the Bengals. I just think the Bengals are the better team. Personally, I think the better team. And Raiders, they're going to be at home. They're probably going to want this win. They probably really do. Definitely could see them winning. But I don't know. I've always liked the Bengals this year. And I pretty, at the preview at the beginning of the season, I thought the Bengals were going to be a pretty good football team personally. Better than what other people thought. So I'm taking the Bengals -1.5. Next game, Cards at the Seahawks. Cardinals at the Seahawks. Cardinals favored by 3.5. I'll start it off. What worries me about this game, Seattle's coming off scoring no points. And they're going to be facing Kyler Murray, who's going to be back, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is he back for this game?
They said that he's trending
towards to be back.
Yeah.
Only 3.5, and Seattle has not looked good. God, this is tough because I don't know. I just got a weird feeling just like this game. Seattle's going to come out and win this game. So I'm taking the Seahawks no matter who plays, if Murray plays, whatever. I can see the Cards blowing them out too. But Seattle definitely wants this win. Getting embarrassed, not scoring any points. Russell Wilson not scoring any points. Give me the Seahawks. Josh, you can go next. Who you going with?
Home. It's in Seattle, home of the 12th man.
Yep, in Seattle.
And they're giving up 3.5. Let's go with the Seahawks.
That's
Plus
surprising.
3 in the back.
That surprised me. I thought you were trying to catch up the game there.
Well, with him trending on starting, that makes me think he's not going to be at 100%. And
history with Kyler Murray, he does not play good when he is not fully healthy.
And he depends on his legs so much. And all it's going to take is one good hit. Yeah,
DeAndre Hopkins, who knows with him too. Preston, who you going with?
Well, I don't really think that, watching the Green Bay Packers game versus Seattle, they really weren't getting after, Russell that much. So I'm not totally confident that, the Cardinals, I'm sorry, what am I had my whole thing I was thinking about last week. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I like the Cardinals. I think they're going to come and they're going to take care of business. The Seahawks, it's just not their year. I don't think they're playing all that great. So give me the Cardinals -3.5.
That's probably the smart pick.
Hey, this dude just intercepted the ball on his ass.
He did. That's a catch. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see that. That's a catch.
Right this crotch. It hit the ground. It hit the ground.
Yeah. We had the helmet catch one time.
It didn't hit the ground.
No, it did hit the ground.
They never touched the ground.
At one point, we had the helmet catch. Now we got
Hey,
ass
yeah.
catch.
But there was a penalty against Seattle or San Francisco. But That could have been interception number 3, which should have been interception number 4 on the play before that. He threw it to Cup. He threw it to Cup, and he underthrew it. Matt Stafford underthrew that ball to Cup earlier, and it could have been 4 interceptions.
I tell you what, shout out to this young 49ers defense who's been hurt the whole year.
Yeah, they just injuries they got.
And, I mean, that's crazy. Look, hey, there you go, Odell. There you go. Hey, 12 or 40 snaps. That's what I'm talking about. Where you at, Mr. Beckham, Odell's daddy? He ain't playing much, is he? Hey, Van Jefferson, go ahead and take Odell's spot for you. All right, anyway, sorry. Next game, Cowboys at the Chiefs. Chiefs minus 2.5. Chiefs at home. I was going to start off, and this is really tough for me. Chiefs minus 2.5. I don't know. God bless America. I love the Chiefs. The Chiefs is one of the teams I like Mahomes, even though it's a 4:00 game, I believe. Give me the Cowboys. Sorry. Give me the Cowboys as much as I hate them. Cowboys plus 2.5. Preston, who you going?
Yeah, I'm going to go against you on that one. I think the Chiefs, they got some momentum after last night, after taking care of the business versus the Raiders. I like them at home versus the Cowboys. I think this is going to be one of those games that the Chiefs can look back on at the end of the year and say this is where they started building momentum that they needed to make it a run in the postseason. The AFC looks like it's wide open this year, so the Chiefs, like you said earlier, are still in this thing. So even though this is not a conference game or anything like that, I do think it matters heavily to take on a team like the Cowboys. So I like the Chiefs at home minus 2.5.
All right, Josh, who you going with?
Yep, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think they found their stride. I'm going with the Chiefs minus 2.5. And I just want to say that is why Jefferson will not take anybody's spot at the wide receiver roll up there. How did you miss that ball, man?
That was right in his hands, too.
Right in his hands.
Come on,
yeah, I think the Chiefs have found their stride. I think they're going to build off momentum coming off that big win against Oakland. Or not Oakland, but Las Vegas. Yep, and they're at home, and I think they're going to put the Cowboys, knock them down a notch. America's team.
All right, next game, because we'll put in Monday Night Football. But,
let's do it.
We won't be able to.
Because we might be doing the show on Tuesday anyway.
Yeah, true. Sunday Night Football, though, we still got to do that one. Steelers at the Chargers. Chargers minus 4.5. Preston or Josh, you can lead us off this time. Who are you going with?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chargers minus 4.5. Even though I really like Najee Harris, and I kind of like the Steelers. It's at the Chargers. Yeah, give me the Chargers. I think they'll win by a touchdown.
Is Big Ben coming back this week or no?
I don't know. He had COVID, so probably they said they don't know. It's still up.
Well, you know what happens when a senior citizen gets COVID? He might be out for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, he should, like I said, he should have retired. They need to just go ahead and find a quarterback anyway. So
they got one.
What I heard is that Dwayne Haskins is going to start or something. I heard something about that. So.
Okay, well, if there's question marks, I'll go next. If there's question marks with the quarterback position on the road, yeah, give me the Chargers minus 4.5. I would pick the Steelers if Ben was playing. I don't have confidence in their backups. And for that reason, I'm going with the Chargers minus 4.5.
Chargers need this win. I don't think the way they've looked in the past few weeks, I don't think they should be favored by 4.5. I think this should be more of a 2.5. Something like that. And Josh did – I had actually wrote down Chargers. But Josh said one thing, and he said Najee Harris. And Chargers have struggled stopping the run. I mean struggled bad. So I'm taking the Steelers plus 4.5. Give me the Steelers as much as I hate the quarterback situation. All right, final game. I think we're all going to agree on this. Giants at the Buccaneers.
Take the line because the Giants are winning this game outright. I'm kidding.
Giants at Buccaneers. We're putting a half on there. 11.5. Buccaneers favored by 11.5. Buccaneers at home.
Why do you point up? That's why I've wanted to ask you. Why do you point up? Why don't you point down?
Because Oh, point down because I always point up. I don't know. Josh told me to point up, so I
hate
pointed
the
up.
point up thing.
Yeah. So anyway, Giants at the Bucks. I'll start off. Y'all know my Tom Brady's throwing for 4+ touchdowns. If you don't want to bet that, hey, you can bet for that. Give me Tampa Bay. Josh, who you going with?
Yeah, I'm going with Tampa Bay. Big.
Preston.
Tampa Bay. That'll be my lock of the week too. I'm gonna put a little star. Yeah. Bay big over the Giants.
Preston, who you going with?
Yeah, there's no surprise. You called it early. I think the Bucks are going to stomp them. I don't think this game is going to be close for 1 second. I think from the opening kickoff, it's just going to be ass kicking central.
It is Monday Night Football though, so you never know. I think it's going to be close for
Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I think it will be close for a little while, but you never know. I'm taking Tampa Bay. All right, well, I want to get out of here. I want to eat my food, and it's getting a little late.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and end it. I appreciate everybody watching. See you next week. Peace.
See you. Peace.
Adios.